Hi, this is Abdul Bharti, and we are back with our yearly prediction video series. And today we have with us once again Severin Neumann, head of community at causal. Severin, it's great to have you back on the show. It was good to see you at KubeCon.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, of course, I'm going to ask you to pick your crystal ball and share your predictions with us. But before that, please remind our viewers about the company and the core problem you folks are going to solve as we head into 2026.
So I work for a company that's called Causal, and what we do there is like we show you where things break and then what to do about it, right? And how we do this is like we put a causality layer on top of your existing observability data. And that means like we continuously look at your causes and effects across your system, find symptoms, find the causes, and then we surface the emerging risks, right? So we pinpoint the root causes and we help you to quickly resolve your incident. So hopefully this allows you to quicker recovery and have fewer incidents in the future.
Thank you for sharing that. Now it's time for you to grab a crystal ball and share your predictions with us.
System complexity will keep growing fast in this year, right? I mean, this is just a continuation of a trend that we saw in the last probably decades, right? But the problem that's getting bigger and bigger is like more services, more microservices, and it's getting harder and harder if there's an incident, like finding out like where is the problem even starting, right? It's not anymore about like only what looks broken. It's really like where it is, right? And we really need to find ways to find it faster to reduce the impact on the business. Prediction 2, we won't see a real breakthrough in reducing telemetry volume. This is the prediction where I hope that I'm wrong, but like what I observe in especially the observability space is like everybody talks about we have too much observability data, like the bills are getting out of control, but at the same time, what I see from the market, from the vendors is like, hey, we help you to reduce your volume by 50%, by 80%. But if we take into consideration how the complexity is growing and how the volume of data is growing, this is, not making anything significant in the amount of data or that we are not going to collect. So what we really need is like changes in an order of magnitude, right? 90% less, 99% less, or maybe 99.9% less to really get to a point where we say like, hey, this is a change that people will feel. And this also requires like that we think differently, right? We need to think much more about like, okay, how can we keep most telemetry local, process it locally, and then only send back insights that we are collecting. And hopefully the outcome of that would be that we lower cost and lower the noise. But as said, from what I see right now, this is not going to happen this year, but I hope that over the next few years, this is going to change. Prediction 3 is that LLMs will stay very useful, but this year we will also see their limits in operation and we'll find out how to use them correctly and better. This is definitely like hopefully the trend curve is changing to more productivity. And LLMs are awesome, right? And we use them every time, all the time, everywhere. But at the same time, we also see like, hey, they're not really good at finding causality. They're really good at creating correlation. They can sound very confident and still tell you something that's entirely wrong, right? And then at the same time, like, again, like data is exploding, complexity is exploding, and we cannot feed all of that in the LLMs and say like, hey, make sense out of that, right? So are we really going to take all the telemetry that we're collecting and feed it into an LLM and say like, figure out what the problem is? So I don't think that LLMs can really maintain a continuous state of your environment. And this is where we really need to look out for different ways of doing that. Prediction number 4 is we will see a major AI-related incident, right? So we probably see a few smalls here and there where people say like, oh, I used an AI to build this app and now it broke. But I really think about something like that's going to be a global incident, right? A major vendor is using AI internally, something slipped through and breaks down like something like the major outages we saw last year from the big cloud providers and other big companies everybody relies on, right? I think this is going to be a big wake-up call this year where we see like, hey, everybody's using AI and what impact it can have. And then hopefully people will use this and think about more like, okay, how can we put guardrails in place? How can we do safer releases? So This is the one where I hope that I'm wrong once again, but I think this is going to happen.
What are some of the biggest challenges or bottlenecks organizations will face when they try to navigate this new world, which, as well listening to you, is mostly driven by AI these days?
I mean, what I said in my predictions, right? It's the growing complexity, it's the growing volume of data, and of course, AI, right? Those are the challenges. But what this really means is like we as humans need to navigate that, right? We as humans need to figure out like what should I look at, what should I ignore, what is just AI slob, or where's the AI leading me down a wrong path? And this is not only observability, right? In every part of our life, this is something, this is happening, right? I mean, AI also allows a lot of companies to build things really, really quickly. So suddenly we need to ask much more questions around like, okay, what is the company I should be buying from? Or what is the media that's worth consuming? And cutting through the snow is not only like in our observability, but also like in the products and in the contents that we're going to use. This is really like the thing that's getting harder and harder. And we saw this definitely the last few years since AI is here. But I think this is also something that's going to be exponentially harder. And I at least feel this, right? It's really, really hard to figure out what are the right things to do right now? What are the right things to buy? What are the right things to consume?
Every challenge kind of paves path for an opportunity as well. So what are some of the biggest opportunities that will arise from these challenges, these complexities, which you see?
Yeah, I mean this go back again to the one thing where I said like, hey, we want to help teams really to find out where to focus and what to focus on. I mean, we help people in operations on that, right? This is what Causal is built for, to say like, hey, in this growing complexity, in this growing volume, what are the things that you need to work on? What are the things, maybe in the case of an incident to fix, but maybe in the future also, what are the places where you can optimize, where you can improve? And I'm very confident a lot of businesses will show up that will try to solve this problem across the technology space and beyond, right? Where they say like, hey, there's way too much data, there's way too much complexity. We help you really to navigate that. We will help you to find the where, and then from there, what to do with that.
What actionable advice you have for enterprise leader? What should they start doing now is till January to be ready for this world, so they don't have to catch up, they don't miss any opportunity. At the same time, they don't make a lot of mistakes that we have seen in past that lead them to kind of trying to course correct in future.
I think one thing that remains true is, right, I mean, is people buy from people, right? I mean, work with the people you're working with, believe it, like look at the people that you're buying from. Are they like giving you the right things, the right tools, the product you want to work with? I think that's going to be more and more important, this human aspect of the whole story. Like if you buy a product, if you use a product, like we can hand off so many things to the AI, and we should hand off a lot of things to the AI, right? People should also not be fearful of that. But at the same time, they should get together with the right people to really figure this out, and be cautious about people that just show up and say like, hey, we used AI to fix this one problem here, and you have this gut feeling of like, hey, this product here, I can build this on my own, but what I'm missing is the non-AI part, maybe something that I need to add into that to be much more successful.
What is going to be your as well as Causley's focus and priority this year to help customer navigate this future that you just talked about?
Yeah, I mean, our focus will remain like this, helping teams to find the where and the what using our causal reasoning engine. So by that, I also mean like we want to find this massive data volume. So we're already doing the local distillation of data into insights. We process most of the telemetry already locally, and really want to help people to get like the GEMs and the insights they have, right? So we will definitely, and we are leaning into the AI trends right now, right? We use all those tools that are out there, but we also want to do this with reason, right? We see where AI is helping us. We will use it there where it's making things better for us and summarizing things and in providing shortcuts to things. But we really want to stay grounded in evidence so that we ourselves, but also our customers, can act with confidence.
Severin, thank you so much for joining me and share your predictions with us. And as usual, I look forward to have you folks back on the show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and talk to you soon.